we're over at the moment, but we were over last year and nobody said anything. So
yeah, there's a lot of soak-up goes on.
I'm presuming that providing everyone's friendly, it's largely about just noise pollution outside and stuff like that. So.
Another thing, if you actually put a meter on the audience when they cheer.
Oh, they're well over 105. Yeah. So I'm not going to worry about it.
All right. Okay. We get on great. I mean, most of the crew have been with us in excess of 10 years, 10, 12. Somebody's been here for 16 years. I think Toot's been here for about 14, 15 years. Fantastic. I just had an argument with one of them, actually. But you've got to, haven't you? You know, it's got to be right. Yeah, it's a good crew. But I suppose every band would say that. You know, you have to have a crew that you can rely on, that you know light ain't going to fall on your head or you ain't going to touch the mic and get electrocuted. You know, you have to have a good crew. It's very important. And they're all technicians in their own right, you know. It's not like it used to be, like we used to call them roadies, you know. It's gone a bit beyond that now. They're all very technical guys.
How long before the show?
Oh, hours, yeah, we're all right, yeah. 3 hours, 4 hours? Yeah, 3¼ hours, we're all right, yeah. I love watching cameramen because they have this one row guy. That's all you can see is that, isn't it? And that's what your eye's doing at present. Because I've had a few problems with my sound lately, with my guitar sound and with my in-ear sounds. I've sort of a bit of a gremlin in my gear. And it's taken a lot of sussing out and, you know, to trace the source of why it's not sounding like it should. But we got it back to sounding pretty good now. Rocking, I think. Yeah. Don't worry about it. I mean, I've gone to the main, do they do it? Yeah. No, all right, don't worry about it. Sounds all right. Yeah, all right, I'll go to sleep. All right, like that. There's a kind of a panic goes on the show day that you think you won't have enough energy or you won't. There was some interview I heard on a radio somewhere, and the guy from James was being interviewed, and the guy was saying you had a very energetic set and you were quite visual, and he said, yeah. He said, well, how do you do that? He said, well, it's strange. He said, I don't know now, because he remembers being in the afternoon, this incredible tiredness, and it's almost like your body goes into this reserve energy thing. I better just take it easy, just take it easy. And he's the first person I ever heard it. Actually, I thought, well, I'm not so old or whatever, so because I've been doing this for years. I was lying here a while ago, and I could hear noise going on. I like noise around me, and I couldn't be sure whether it was this morning when I woke up. And I thought I'd looked at the clock, and it was 11:15. I was counting in my mind how many hours I'd been asleep, whether it was too long or not. And then I opened my eyes and realised at the gig, and went back to sleep again. It's crazy. You do anything to get to be in the right condition for the show, or we will anyway. Never used to, I suppose. But the greatest fear is to be on stage. We said this little line that we used for years. Me and Ricky used to do it, a little rhyme, and it ends up with "my legs don't work." And if you get on stage and the legs don't work, in other words, your legs are really tired, then you know you're tired, and you shouldn't. And I always feel like I shouldn't be up here in this condition. And there's nothing else to blame. There are so many things that can go wrong on a gig. The sound, you know, whatever can go wrong in a venue. And so you don't give yourself an extra thing that you're tired and can't manage it. So I had the half an hour sleep and then panic whether I'm going to sleep tonight or not.
bypass, get on stage. You're
Oh,
running
me? Yeah.
on stage, you're like a 15-year-old.
Well, thank you very much. That's really nice to hear. Yeah, again, it doesn't bother me. I mean, you know, it's been done. It happened, and I must admit I was a little anxious the first show I did after having the bypass, which was at Norwich City Football Ground, and that was 12 weeks after I had the operation. And I didn't know what was going to happen. I thought, well, I've got to go out there and I've got to give it 100%. It's the only way to work with this band. And I just went out there and did my normal gig, and felt fantastic. And it has ever since. I haven't had any problems, touch wood, since. Then you've just got to, you know, you've got to live your life how you want to live it, because, I mean, you just never know. I mean, it was like our manager. And he was 57, just a tad older than I am now, and he'd been out to dinner, David Walker, and he came, you knew David, and he came home one night and he just, like that, just died of a heart attack, bang. So you just never know.
Hi, I'm Patrick, I'm Status Quo's lighting designer.
They give me a fairly free hand in what happens, and we come up with a few ideas, like the upright towers with the marshals in loaded full of lights. The band let me then go away, and I spend about 5 or 6 days in a design studio where I program the show. What you see is what's evolved over 15, 16 years of me being with the band. Half of what you see the band own, the other half, when we tour, we dry hire in with 4 or 5 people to put it up and down for me each day. I've got about 200 conventional lights on the rig, and then about 30 of what we call intelligent lights. They're the ones that move around and that change colour, and you see, you know, giving it bish bash bosh. And they're not intelligent, they're really stupid. They break down with monotonous regularity.
Quo are the best band I've ever worked with. I've spent 32 years in this industry, and for the last 15 I've been working exclusively with Status Quo. They're fantastic guys, I love it.
I buzz every night watching those guys whip up an audience like this into a frenzy. Every night, and every night's like the first night you've ever done it.
It's made an awful lot of money, the band, commercially. I mean, you know, record sales, it's around about 112 million now, I think. And the amount of live gigs that we've done, the amount of swag that we've sold over the years, T-shirts and everything, songwriting. What a large fortune the band has made. How much of it is left at the end of the day, I'm not quite sure, you know. Work. But it's nice not to have to check. You know, I live my life as I want to live it. If I want to buy something, I buy it. And it's not until somebody phones me up and goes, Rick, you've just... So I live my life as I want to live it, and I don't ask any questions.
Hi, I'm Maya, and I look after the wardrobe and the guys while they're working on the road. Whilst we're travelling on the road, getting them in and out of the hotels, but before we leave, booking the hotels, you know, routing it, making sure they've got everything they need. If they've got special dietary things that they're, you know, into, then let the caterers know, you know, what they want in their dressing rooms and what they want for their meals each day. There's always loads to do. You know, you think you've got everything covered, but it's still that day-to-day stuff on you ticking around. I mean, like today they've got a big signing here, and suddenly 1,000 books turn up. You know, they're really easygoing and down to earth, so that makes life a lot easier. I mean, you have to get on with them because we live so closely. They're a good bunch. Just pick them to them.